Welcome, everybody, to an early Thursday edition of Moneyline Madness. I'm Andy B. I'm here with Matt, and we have a special guest. We've got a soccer and college football genius over here, Brendan Ryan. How you doing, Brendan? How we doing, Matt?
Doing good, bro. Feeling good. Yeah, Brendan, welcome to the squad. Officially on the Moneyline Madness team. If you make an appearance, Kyle made an appearance a few weeks ago. Officially was welcomed to the squad. And yeah, Raheem, what's going on, bro? I see you already quoting us on Twitter.
He's quick with it. He is so quick.
The guy's
he had us on the TV before the other day. That was
just so much respect, bro. The absolute GOAT. All right, so tonight, what do we got going on? Because apparently there's a lot that we want to talk about.
Apparently.
And, yeah. So what are you feeling, Andy? What's your vibe like?
Well, obviously we got to start with the man right there, right? We got to start with the NFL. I don't know if you have any Rodgers-centric picks, if you want to start with those, but I have an anytime touchdown, and I have another prop with that. It's very quick, but
I do actually have a Rodgers
give me that
pick tonight.
Double check.
There he is. What is going on, Double R? How we feeling, bro? How we feeling? I am going with Aaron Rodgers, over 1.5 passing touchdowns at -115. I mean, I just can't see a world where on Thursday Night Football he's not throwing for 2. I mean, I really would hope that he throws for 2 touchdowns tonight, following up that performance like we saw. You're in Lambeau, so, you're feeling at home. You're feeling comfortable. The Titans secondary doesn't really impress me that much as everybody's kind of saying that the Titans are on a come up. I don't really see it the same way on the defensive side for them. So I'm sticking with Raj trying to start carving up, or continue to carve up, actually.
And one of those touchdowns will be to Christian Watson. I've got him. I believe it was plus 250, but I have it together on a parlay. So it's plus 683 for Christian Watson touchdown and the under in the game. I don't think the Tennessee offense or the Green Bay offense can light anybody up. Clearly, I mean, Green Bay had a great game last week. We'll see if they can follow it up.
Okay.
But for Tennessee, I mean, they've had, 4 weeks in a row where they haven't even scored 20. Like, they're not a team that scores much. Tannehill's banged up, so I don't think they're going to score much. The under hits. And, hey, Christian Watson, why not? If you've got him in your fantasy league, I have to start him personally because my team's so hurt. So that's my prayer is that Christian Watson will score tonight.
Okay. Brendan, how you feeling about tonight's Thursday Night Football game? You got a vibe?
I'm feeling the Packers after last weekend. Rodgers showed a little bit, and I think he's going to follow that up.
Yeah, I definitely think that he kind of found some type of stride, right? Like that was, I mean, you come back for the first time, what was it, 192-0 the Cowboys were, leading by 14 in the fourth quarter. Like, I don't know. And this is a good question. Andy B, should somebody start Alan Lazard in fantasy football, or is Watson going to be taking all those targets away?
I don't think you can start Lazard right now. Lazard had 2 catches, I think, last week. He's just not being targeted very much. He was the number 1 coming into the season. He clearly isn't a number 1. And frankly, he hasn't been targeted enough to warrant a start. If I was starting any Packer, it would be Christian Watson, which I am. So,
aside from the running backs, I think it's going to be a run-heavy game on both sides, definitely. Yeah. Can I have your thoughts, though, on Derrick Henry as he approaches this Packers run defense? Because Packers run defense has been getting carved up. I can't even lie to you.
On paper, he should.
You got King Henry coming in, prime time. What's like, how you feeling?
On paper, not good. However, it's going to be a cold night. Their offense is really one-dimensional right now. It's just that. If the Packers can really focus in, I'm sure they'll stack the box on an injured Tannehill. So I'm sure they're going to put in any protection, but I'd still have him getting over whatever his yards are. I don't know what they are, but he's gonna carve them up. I mean, my friend said in a group chat before 300. I don't know about 300. I don't know about 200 either.
I'm taking 100 at least.
Take 100.
I mean, I'm definitely going to take 100. I think his line is around 92.5. If I'm not mistaken. So I definitely like that in terms of a bet as well. I'm not going to officially stamp that one, but I do like Derrick Henry in tonight's game. I think we had saw, Wise Capper? He was interested in Derrick Henry in terms of an anytime touchdown. I think that's just a given at this point, right? Like that
should be a given. Yeah.
It's inevitable. So yeah, he's really their whole offense. Can we talk about the downfall of the receiving core of Tennessee? Like
Robert Woods, right? He got hurt, but then he came back. He hasn't done anything. Traylon Burks got hurt, I think, like week 2. I had him in fantasy. I had to cut him. He's finally back. Like, they're getting back, but at the same time, Tannehill hasn't been able to throw, and if they put Malik Willis in, they really can't throw. So there's no real options there anyway. So
Yeah, 100%. 100%. All right, you guys feeling anything else on the football game we got going on tonight?
No, but we're praying that he goes vintage tonight for sure.
I just can't imagine a world where that wasn't really a get-right game for him. So I think that you guys will come out firing, especially being that you're at home. You know, it's a little bit colder.
It's cold down there.
It's Rodgers season, baby. It's Rodgers season. He's at home. He probably hit up, his hometown plug. Found himself a nice fresh pack of some Yerkes. He's ready to rock. Like, come on. He'll throw on Cheesehead after the game, maybe. Like,
that didn't happen the other day. We talked about that. We said who would do it. None of them got.
They didn't get to. It was close, but no cigar. I mean, what's going on, bro? How are you? Hope you're having a good Thursday night. All right, so
Notre Dame fan. That's what we call a transition. We want to get into some college football this weekend. We usually don't talk college football much, but this is a rivalry weekend, kind of early rivalry. There's a few games that are rivalry one. I know Brendan knows which one I'm mentioning. I'm gonna let Brendan start because he hasn't talked yet, and he's the college football guy. But I am talking about Oklahoma State when he's.
Well, it's not the same rivalry we've been used to. Obviously, this year,
no, it's a little.
Oklahoma's really going through it. This is going to be probably one of the worst Bedlam matchups in a while, but nevertheless, it's still a big rivalry game, and it'll draw a lot of attention. And other than that, TCU has a big game this week at Baylor in the Big 12 with college football implications, and it's going to be a fun week for college football.
Oh yeah, you got anything in that TCU game? Because
TCU. I mean, they're having a Cinderella type of run. Like it's kind of crazy. Are you a frog fan? Like, are you hopping on the frogs?
I'm not. No. I know he'll root for the Big 12.
I might be.
Yeah, he'll root for the Big 12 because he's in that conference. But man, they are having a great year. New coach, everything.
Very impressive.
I think they'll kick Baylor's ass too, personally. But I think Baylor's a pretty solid team. But TCU, miracle run. I'm hoping they win out because I don't want Tennessee to make it. But I'm actually in on that Oklahoma State game though. Oklahoma State, Oklahoma. You said it. It's a little faded this year. Oklahoma State looked like they were having a great year, and then he doesn't even know what happened. Nobody knows what happened.
It's two different teams this year.
Yeah, everything's changed. So I do still have Oklahoma State winning though. Oklahoma, I don't know if anybody. They are dreadful. They just lost to West Virginia. They're a terrible team this year. I don't know. Are they bowl eligible yet? I don't even think they're bowl eligible yet.
They have 5 wins right now, so they have to win one more.
They have to win one more to be bowl. That's shameful at Oklahoma. I don't think they have the right coach there. I don't think they have a lot of things there. So I think Oklahoma State in a rivalry game helps their cause a little bit, tries to get closer to a better bowl. And they don't. I don't know if they cover because that covers. They're underdogs, right? But I don't know if they win. Yeah, I don't know how ugly the game will be, but I think Oklahoma State comes out on top in a faded Bedlam game. Next week's the big rivalry week. We'll talk about that because there's a lot of rivalry games next week, but that's the rivalry that's a little early.
Yeah, and Imain says online betting live in Maryland.
I saw that today.
That's extremely exciting, and you finally get to toss in some parlays with us.
Oh yeah,
it's very chills. Andy, I do have a college football pick for you, and I want to
do it
because it's on Georgia. And I have Georgia first half covering the 13.5 against Kentucky.
I like it.
I think you guys put up 21 relatively easily, and then just probably take your foot off the gas when it comes to the second half.
That's what they do.
It's just textbook, and Kentucky is absolute garbage. So
I don't want to mess it up, but I know my cousin. He's a big sports bettor. He bets on Georgia he's a Georgia fan. He bets on them every week. The same 3 things. I believe he puts the cover. I believe that they cover. He puts the opponent's under, which has hit every single game this year with the exception of one, which was Missouri. And I think he puts total yards by the defense. He put $155 on it last week, won 310.
Yeah.
Guy knows what that's Georgia's a team to bet on when you're talking about points. So.
Yeah, can't wait to toss away thousands of dollars on risky multi-leg parlays. Yeah, and just
that's
having those nights
you
crying yourself to sleep over losing by one leg. When John Wall doesn't give you one assist, and you're
betting on John Wall. We need to.
Yeah, you're just. Hey, I don't know if you've seen some of these tickets that people are posting in the Facebook group, but they're getting crazy. They're getting crazy.
They are
definitely getting crazy.
People have been a little weird with their NBA bets this year. That's for sure.
But
People
the
be getting
NBA
a
is a
little too
weird place.
confident. If they're
NBA
getting
is a weird
confident.
place.
Well, we've had the same guy every game, it feels like, on for Anthony Simons.
Anthony
He's
Simons, I mean, SGA,
good.
you got to go with what you know, and that's what we've been
And
riding.
you know those.
And,
and whoever the Knicks are facing.
Yeah, well, I mean, I prayed on the Knicks' downfall last night, and it worked, and we won. So I'll take a dub.
There you go.
I'm on a 4-0 NBA run right now. And yeah, my one pick tonight I gave in the Discord was Simons over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. That was really it.
I personally haven't mentioned the Celtics much. Best team in the NBA. I said it last night on Twitter. Best team in the NBA. Plus,
I actually want your thoughts real quick. I got crucified in the Knicks group chat because I said if you are the Knicks, you should call Brooklyn and tell them I'll give you the house for Kevin Durant right now.
The Knicks.
Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, he's a bitch, blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "Dude, he got screwed by Kyrie. He got screwed by Harden. He got screwed by Ben Simmons being absolute ass. Like he got put in a really bad spot." I agree. And they were like, "Oh, well, he talked crap about the Knicks," and I was like, "Bro, I don't care anymore. Like, is that going to be the reason that you don't want a star? Like KD is one of those guys that instantly makes you a contender."
I don't know who it was. I think it was Bleacher Report. They did like a top 5 teams that should look into Kevin Durant. We were on that list. I don't want to start that crap again because I wouldn't touch the Celtics.
Team drama.
Yeah, right now I'm not touching the Celtics with a 10-foot pole. Everybody was saying trade Peyton Pritchard. I'm not even trading him right now because everybody's hot. So I wouldn't. Yeah. But for the Knicks, sell some tickets, win you some games, get you in the playoffs. Why not? The Nets are terrible.
I mean, I'm not saying you'll beat Boston or Milwaukee with it, but you're instantly in the conversation with those two teams, though. What do you? I don't know about all that. I don't think Atlanta.
Cleveland,
like
maybe.
That.
Yeah,
Cleveland's not good as of late. The past week and a half as well. They've lost 6 straight. So, but anyways, all right. Anything else that you guys want to talk about college football wise? Get off your chest.
I have one pick this week for college football.
What do we got?
Okay.
And it's going back to that TCU game. They are favored by 2.5 at Baylor. And this is a team that looked really impressive last week at Texas and a Baylor team that did not look good at all, getting blown out by Kansas State. So I'm rocking TCU minus 2.5 this Saturday.
Okay.
I like it. Baylor was you know what it's like to be beaten by Kansas State. They've had a few blowouts this year. I was more surprised that Baylor got blew out by them, to be honest with you. I was relatively surprised.
I was too.
Surprised there. Kansas State seems to be a team that likes to blow people out. That's interesting. And to answer that question, look, he hasn't played a game yet this year, but I am very excited to see what Time Lord does. I am very excited for that team when he comes back healthy. There will not be a single hole on that roster. That's just to change the subject. But yeah, I agree 100% with your pick. I think TCU, they've put themselves in the position. They just have to win the Big 12. Every game now is I guess they call it temp up game, hype up game. Every game's like that now. They just got to win their games, and hopefully we can keep Tennessee out because I'm rooting for USC as well. So yeah, I agree with all that. And I think now the big one, right? The big tournament coming up, the World Cup.
Yes.
Now this year I don't know, Matt. You know what country it's in?
What do you mean?
You know the name of the country? Do you know how to say it? Because
is it not in the United States?
Not in the United States. In 2026, it's in the United States.
Oh, really? It's that far away? I thought it was coming 2023.
We were supposed to get it. If you watch the FIFA documentary on Netflix, we were supposed to get it. Qatar paid a lot of money to get it. That's the name of the country. Had no idea. I kept calling it quarter. It's Qatar. Qatar's hosting it.
Let's be politically correct here, Andy. Please.
What did I say wrong?
Get your quarter right. It's Qatar.
Dude, it starts with a whole airline. What am I supposed to think?
Qatar Airlines. Come on.
That is a thing. Now that
it is a thing. If you watch like Olympic basketball streams or something like that, they always get the international advertisements. It's so
there you go. I'm not an international basketball guy there, but so yeah, the World Cup's coming up. Starts Sunday, I think. And this is our guy. So I'm gonna leave the floor to Brendan. What do we got in any games you've got? First off,
yeah, I just want to know what I could expect as somebody that doesn't really follow the World Cup like that. Like, what should I be looking forward to here?
Well, I think it's just the amount of games. It's really close to the NCAA tournament for basketball, where it's just a month of soccer games every day, multiple a day, and you're just going to see things you don't expect. Teams that you think are going to win are going to go home early, and a lot of Cinderellas and underdog teams. And looking at the first round, there were two games that stood out to me, and the first one was Uruguay at minus 134 against South Korea. I just think give me those odds for Uruguay. South Korea, this is a one-man team against the Uruguay team who has consistently been one of the best in the world. And I think at 134, it's pretty hard not to take. And the other one is going to go to last World Cup's runner-ups, Croatia against Morocco. And I know a lot of people don't like to bet on ties, but I think a draw at plus 225, I think the odds are in your favor for that. I think this is a Morocco team that's going to surprise some people, and I have them as a dark horse for this World Cup.
Now, the question I know everybody thinks about: what are the U.S.'s chances, and what do you think their ceiling is this year? Because personally, I'm juiced and I can't wait to win the World Cup. But that's just the unrealistic. What is the realistic ceiling for this U.S. team?
As optimistic as I am, I think that this U.S. team they're the youngest in the tournament. Out of all 32 teams, they have the youngest roster. I think their group is somewhat favorable with Iran, Wales, and England. I don't think there's a game.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a game that's a for sure loss. But realistically, I see the quarterfinals as the ceiling of this team.
I see a lot of they love whenever the World Cup comes around, except last World Cup when we missed, obviously. I remember the day we missed. Brendan, he came into physics class that day, pissed off. I remember that day very vividly. But yeah, I just see all of this propaganda about the U.S. team. They love to make you think we've got a shot to win it all, and like that we're up there with all these other countries. We're not. But I can say that we do have a great player, which makes it very interesting, makes it fun to watch. That we do have a guy that everybody wants to watch, a guy from obviously plays in England. So I think that'll be cool for the U.S. I think that'll be very watchable. I have one game that I wanted to ask you about. I believe it's the first game, actually. Ecuador against Qatar.
Yes. Is
Ecuador this type of team where getting them at plus money over Qatar is a good bet? Because they're plus 135 on the money line over Qatar. I don't know. I didn't even know how to say Qatar a few days ago. But I feel like Ecuador is a country that should beat them pretty handedly.
Well, when looking at soccer, you have to think that with ties, a possibility, it's harder for teams to win. And most teams in a somewhat close game are going to be plus money. I don't hate that bet. I don't think Qatar is very good. They're probably one of the worst two or three teams in the tournament.
They're not supposed to be in it. Clearly, they have to be. By rule, right?
Looking back at 2018 and you look at Russia, I mean, that's just not that good of a team. Yeah. But I think the biggest advantage in the World Cup undoubtedly is being at home. And I think that's the only thing that's tough to bet on because you don't know how much that's worth.
Yeah, very true. And one last question about the World Cup. We got, who do you think's the guy? First of all, I found out the name of the trophy, the MVP trophy, is just the Golden Ball. Very odd name. Interesting. It's simple. Who do you think?
I kind of like it, actually.
Who is your best? Of course you do. Who is your best bet to win the Golden Ball? I believe you sent it to me before, but who is your best bet?
Well, to win the ball, it's going to be hard to not look at Mbappe and what he's done recently. I mean, obviously, he's going to have the best odds to win it. It's hard to bet against him. He's been unbelievable the past couple of years. But I think, and this isn't a surprise either, I think Lionel Messi has a real shot here too.
His last World Cup.
It's his last World Cup. I've never been very high on
last World Cup. I don't think that's, but
he could play one more.
Why wouldn't he? It's coming to the U.S. Why not?
He's getting older.
That's a farewell tour. Like that's
right. I mean, but why wouldn't you? It's coming to. I mean, this sounds very American of me. It's one of the greatest countries in the world. Why not?
No, he'll make bank. Like
he'll make bank
money wise.
They can come in and be a star. Why not?
I mean, he could come in and play with his balls, and people would just drop on their knees. Like, come on.
Yeah, people already do.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's all it takes.
All right, continue, Brendan.
Well, I think Argentina has one of the best teams they've ever had with Messi, and I think he's been in great form that they could do some damage in the World Cup.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
I personally believe Brazil's gonna win it. I've talked about it with my girlfriend. This is the only sport we talk about. I think Brazil's gonna win it. Just a gut feeling. I think they had the best odds, right? Like,
yes,
everybody's plus money. So I mean, it's good to bet World Cup because no matter what, you can win money there. If you put,
did you bet on the Bills to win the Super Bowl too before the season started?
No, they weren't plus money, were they? Come on, you gotta find your value, Matt. No, you could put $1,000 or $100 on Mexico right now and come away with 9,000. They're not a good team, but why would you do that? But everybody's plus money, everybody's good value. Nobody really knows who's gonna win, but we definitely love having somebody who knows the sport come on and talk about it with us. I think that is very good. And if there's some moments, definitely down the road, we will have you on.
Yeah, we'll need to
talk
be
about some big games for sure. And when America is holding up that World Cup, we will definitely have you on the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But
I
actually had one.
Yeah,
I was gonna answer this. Come with yours first. I want to know yours.
Yeah.
Come on.
All right, so I'm gonna be taking. Where did it go? I just had it. I'm gonna be taking Creighton, covering the minus 18.5, going against UC Riverside. They just blew out Holy Cross by 29. Yeah, 29. And I mean, they're just all around. Like, they had 5 guys in double digits. So I just feel real comfortable that they're gonna just blow out a smaller school like UC Riverside. So that's gonna be my college bet for the night. Not a massive slate.
Yeah.
So.
No, it's not. It's going to be a great year to be a Creighton fan. I really like that team for sure. Brendan, you got any college basketball? I don't remember if I asked you.
No, not today.
No, okay. We'll definitely have you on for that too. I have one. I have a Tulsa plus 7.5. I like this Tulsa team's. They're not going to get blown out. They're not going to get afraid in this game. So I think I had that at plus 8.5 yesterday. I'm keeping it at plus 7.5. I like that Tulsa team, but. Yeah, this college basketball slate's not as good. Yesterday we had Seton Hall, Iowa. We talked about Seton Hall, right, Matt? I was like, oh, how good this team is. Got blown out by Iowa. It was a rough game.
You just don't know yet. You don't know.
You're going to learn over the next few weeks.
Dialing in a little bit. Yeah, I'm dialing in a little more. Coming with Creighton tonight, and hopefully we could get some, make some
I like that Creighton team. That's a good one. Their coach had a real weird scandal yesterday. His Twitter got hacked.
Oh,
and he had a PS5 or some shit, and he was trying to send it, get people's information.
I thought it was going to be on some, like, you know.
Oh, no. He's already had some issues calling players.
I didn't even mean that. Just like we've seen, what was it, Doc Rivers, like liking pornography on Twitter, stuff like that. Like,
we've had a lot of news with coaches lately,
that is true.
in sports. Udoka out here.
Yeah, a lot of Udoka action going on. What's up, Simo? How we doing, baby? But yeah, you got anything else you want to add in for today?
No, I think we're gonna get a big Go Pack Go tonight, and
let's do it. Let's go Pack, because that's what I mean. Shit, Aaron Rodgers 2 tutties, baby.
Christian Watson 1 tutty.
Let's do it. Brendan, thank you for coming on, bro.
Thank you,
we appreciate you.
Thank you guys for having me on.
Yeah, no doubt. Anytime you want to come on, talk some ball. Thank you for tuning in. Double R, Simo, everybody else. We appreciate you. We will catch you guys Sunday for a little bit of a NFL pregame. And yeah, that's going to do it. Let's go Pack.
Go Pack, go. Why not us?